My name is Lauren Manasco, and today I will be presenting on how COVID-19 has affected students and teachers in the classroom. To start off my report, I interviewed Miss Manasco, who's a first grade teacher in Arlington, Texas at Wood Elementary. As of today, she has been teaching for 20 years and excited to see where this year leads her. My first question for Miss Manasco was, how has COVID affected you mentally and physically? Ms. Manasco said that although she has not yet contracted the virus itself, she's had many scares because the virus and a seasonal cold have the same symptoms, more or less. And she has very bad seasonal allergies, so she's had to get tested a few times now because allergies have been so bad. And back onto the mental side, it kind of goes along with that because she said that she's had to be on her toes and always wonder, do they have COVID or do I? And so you're always thinking the possible worst at this time, and that's caused her to kind of go crazy. She also said, as for mentally, it's just been really tough to be not with people. She said during the spring quarantine of the past year, she really missed that human interaction with her coworkers and even with her students. The next question that I asked Ms. Manasco is how this has affected her performance as a teacher. She expressed that at the beginning of COVID, when the students were sent home, she had a difficult time teaching the students because she had to teach herself how to, quote unquote, be fluent in technology. She had to teach herself how to do many things on a computer that she was not trained in, which meant it made it more difficult for the students to perform, and it made it more difficult for her to perform for the students. She said as of now, she's fully confident in teaching online. She said the pandemic has made it to where she's learned many things and has actually turned out to be a positive. She said as of now, teaching in person has presented its obstacles though. She said teaching a first grade classroom requires you being on the student's level, helping them with reading, writing, or even math. She said it's become more difficult to teach now that social distancing is in place. Students need lip reading or mouth reading, and with a mask, students are not able to do so. Along with the last question, I also asked Ms. Manasco how COVID-19 has affected the students' performance in the classroom. She said because of the sudden shutdown of school last spring, where students were sent home and required to do online, students lost about 2.5 months of instruction, meaning most students got severely behind. This has made the students' performance this year really inaccurate. The students already started the year behind, so she has to teach on material that's taught normally in kindergarten towards the middle or the end, rather than first grade material. She said that normally around this time of year, students are learning specifics on reading or the logistics of reading, but right now she has students who don't even know their letters and their sounds. The last thing that I discussed with Ms. Manasco was what precautions have been taken in the school to make sure that the students and faculty stay safe during this time. She expressed that as the students return back to school, many precautions have been put into place to help all students and staff stay safe. As you can see in the picture, you can see that only 2 people are allowed per table. On the right-hand side, towards the middle, it shows a cubby on each side of the table. This prevents breathing across the table and prevents contact with germs. To the left of that, we see that Miss Manasco's desk has a clear shield across it. This prevents it in the same way, but it allows her to be able to be one-on-one with a student for sight reading or just tutoring help if needed during the day. On the very far left, you can see that there's stickers placed on the ground for social distancing. She's had to enforce students stay on the stickers as moving around the room. And on the right-hand side, you can see a better dictation of her desk and how the students need to stay 6 feet apart.